Good morning. Back out here October 23rd, out in the 60-30, 60-30 plot again up in Starbuck, Minnesota at Clear Springs Cattle. Just kind of coming from a different shot. I just want to get in here. This has already been grazed, folks, so we've got, but you can see there's still some pretty good ground cover here all the way through. And this is one of the 60-inch strips. I want to take you back over here into the 30s. There's some here. It's not quite as well, but then quite as thick. But then we get back into the 60s again, and we've got a nice cover through here. Like I say, it's already been grazed. They got cows out here right off the bat, and they're right up here on the hilltop. Right now they're grazing those other rows. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this, about the yield that we got. I think we were off 11 bushel in the 30-60, 30-60 plot versus the 30s. And I wanted to talk about why, after doing a little bit of thinking. The nutrients here were all broadcast throughout the entire field. So I want you to think about this in these 60-inch spacings with all that, with the nitrogen especially being broadcast as urea. Some of that corn had to reach out pretty far. So there's your one row, and then we get over to the next one here. So there's the row right there. So those roots are probably, once we get a good source of some mycorrhizal fungi and things like that, we're gonna be able to translocate those nutrients throughout pretty long distances, but I don't think we're quite there yet. So I think what we need to do to really make this work is apply those nutrients in row as much as possible. I also think we kind of wasted some space here. I do think we should have just went with straight 60s. As I've said in some other videos, I think maybe 44s, or I like the idea of utilizing the equipment that we already have. I think we've been sold enough that I don't want to push anybody to go out and get a whole different line of equipment. I want to use what we already have. So if you have 30s, try 60s. If you have 22s, try 44s. If you have 20-inch, try 40s. I think it's as simple as that. I've had a lot of questions to say 36 or 38-inch row, and I do think that'll work. In this particular situation, we did get a good stand of covers in just the 30s as well, and I'll try and get up here. It's a little windy today, so I'm trying to keep out of the wind, so I apologize for that. But here we go. We've got a good stand here, but really what we want to accomplish is we want to be able to get the winter cereal rye established at the same time as our early interseeding and our diversity. Up this far north, we can't get let's say just the brassicas and clovers and annual ryegrass and things like that seeded at the same time as the winter cereal rye, typically if we just came in after harvest. So by having these wider rows, we now have the ability to get winter rye seeded at the same time to really set us up for soybean planting the next year. Some other things to think about. I have some landowners that have cows and they rent out their farmland. They really like to have corn on their ground every year just so they can graze those corn stalks. They should really be looking at a situation like this so they can increase their diversity, go at 60s, and then just maybe move over 30 inches every year and just kind of go back and forth. They can have their diversity. All they'd really need to do is plant and harvest, and plant, harvest, graze, and obviously there'd be some herbicide and some nutrient applications, things like that. But, I think this is a real viable option. A lot of the data coming back right now is promising from some of the 60-inch corn plots. So I think we have the future's bright for this wider row spacing. We're gonna have a lot more data next year, but we'll keep you posted, and I'm gonna keep following up on this field. I know it's not a lot to see right now. We're looking at a combine cornfield. If you don't get down here, it's not really all that different, but But anyways, I think things could turn around here. We could definitely see some opportunities to see some wider row spacing and get a cover crop established earlier, and not have to make as many passes through. You know, I've got some people that are doing some early interseeding and want to get rye established, so they're having to come back after they harvest and plant rye then, and that, you know, it just gets to be a lot of passes through the field. So any way we can eliminate excess passes, that's kind of the goal. But as I, you know, walk through here and just look at this, still got a lot of green. This is up here on the end, kind of where it was chopped. And so not a lot of corn residue. You can see the cows. This was pretty tall here before turning cows out. But I just want to look at this. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of cover, but there is still plants growing. There's still, you can see there's still rye, and we're gonna save a lot of that topsoil up there. We're gonna be able to capture a lot of that moisture as we get rain next spring and see a lot less runoff. We'll see a lot less erosion because of this practice. So I really urge any landowner to look at some of these soil health principles. I think as a landowner, you are the one in charge of how your ground is farmed, and I think you need to specifically look at how is your renter, your tenant, managing your land, and are they taking care of it? Are they making sure that soil stays in place? Are they growing soil for you? There's plenty of people out there now implementing these practices, and I think it's pretty crucial that you should be almost demanding that your soil is taken care of in a way similar to this. So anyways, hopefully the wind's better. I'm gonna get myself some kind of noise canceling headset here so I can do these videos a little bit better for you down the road, but I apologize for that wind. But anyways, have a good day. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit like. Appreciate the comments and the feedback, and look forward to bringing you some more stuff. Thanks a lot.